down basically what happened. We went to Penn State. We were in a separate room, like from all the other teams, after we had the briefing, and and they just gave us like laptops, and I had like a Ubuntu VM with Kali on it too, so kind of like a VM and a VM, little inception right there. And then we were given we were just scanning this network. We had to find a way in, just do some vulnerability testing, and then we had to write a report when it was all over. And that's really the gist of it. It's gonna happen again this year. I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say last year was a lot of the newer Windows servers.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were pretty hard to get into. I'm not sure. I don't think we got in, but
So I have a bunch of questions to ask. So like, what kind? Like, okay, so you get laptops and you gain access, or like you try to figure out a way to gain access into the network. Like, what typically, like, what are the level of difficulty can you vet? Like, how difficult is trying to gain access into?
I thought it was really hard because they did have firewalls and stuff blocking just from connecting to certain subnets and whatnot. And they had some artifacts in there too, which I'm not going to spoil the surprise right now for that.
Okay. Can you
Why are we not spoiling the surprise?
You think we should?
These guys are going to compete in 2 weeks, yes?
All right.
Right? I mean, the more we know, I think the object of the game is to win, yes?
Fair enough. That's a good point. So there was also like some of the artifacts last year. There was a whole blockchain crypto mining going on one of the networks, and it was like the CEO was like in on it with one of the employees, and like during the competition too, you might get emails from quote unquote the CEO or other technical staff, and they'll tell you like you can't go in this, do this, stop what you're doing here, and it was pretty cool the way they did that.
Interesting. So, so I'm assuming they have the setup where you are on site and you're able to like, I guess from the outside you're supposed to be able to try to get in. Is it like a setup to where that one other competition that we did where they set up like fake? It's like a whole banking server network, and they set up like fake LinkedIn accounts, and you have to do reconnaissance and all that stuff just to get in, or is it just more just technical and less like more soft skill side?
No, this is very technical, but there were LinkedIn accounts that you could look through. You weren't supposed to go through till the day of the competition to do your little reconnaissance work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was a ton of LinkedIn, and like you could see information like we really got it for usernames, and then you can also see like certain things like what colleges like the fake staff went to and stuff, and that was pretty useful for certain things. Like for example, the company had a GitHub that was and it had a public repo on it, and it had someone's public SSH key. So that was like your initial entry point. So stuff like that. That's why the social reconnaissance is super important
Okay.
because that could be your entryway in. Entryway in.
So with this competition, you have to deal with like firewall rules, and you have to deal with getting access inside. So like, how is your guys' like typical strategy? Like, what is the strategy? Just like every man for themselves, trying to figure out to get in, and then from there, or report it, or is it just like teamwork? Let's build it together and let's figure out with each other. Like, how is the strat?
Yeah, so we had two people, me and Dalton last year. We did the reconnaissance for like a good hour. Everyone else was doing the initial Nmap scanning. We wanted to get a view of their network, see what stuff was just blocked by the firewall immediately, check any open applications, see what was exploitable. Then after the scanning was done, everyone was trying different subnets to just try to get in and just go to their most vulnerable machine, get a pivot point so we could traverse the network. And that proved harder. But I think we're ready for that this year.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Not gonna lie with you, that sounds pretty fun.
And Dr. Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said I think one time in the past like 3 or 4 years. not one team got a show.
Well, I don't think our team got a show.
You know, I know our team didn't. But
Yeah, that's not entirely uncommon. I put a video from the New England region, which I dug up on YouTube while you guys were talking, so that those of you who don't know what's going on can at least get some big picture sense of what it is. All right. I'm shocked, RJ, you haven't used the word Dino Bank once.
That's what it was. That's right. Dino Bank.
yes,
I was really I was like, it's on the tip of my tongue. I know it's a bank. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Dino Bank.
Dino Nugget Bank. Yeah. Okay. So, what typical team size would you for this kind of competition? What is the typical team size to compete?
We have to have 6 people,
Mm.
and this is the most technical competition this year. I would say it's the hardest one.
6 people. Okay. And for that competition, for the 6 people, do you have like 6 people and then you have backups, or is it just 6 people?
We're getting an email second Monday, so I think like 3 days before the competition, and they're gonna send us information about that. Last year, I don't think we had subs or backups.
Okay.
I can double check with Kelsey on that.
Now, last year was just 6.
Oh, it's just okay.
It was just the 6 of us in the hotel without the power.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it was a really fun time.
Let's see. If people, let me post it in non-mic chat just again if people haven't seen it. But like, here's like the link to the. We're doing the northeastern one, correct? Or are we doing some other
Mid-Atlantic, right?
Mid-Atlantic. Let me do it.
And
No, that's not correct.
No.
So Mid-Atlantic is CCDC, right? I looked this up this morning. Let's see. You guys are in region. I think we're northeast. Yeah, we're northeastern, right? Because we're with VCU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Carol Fung at VC is the leader.
All right. So we're in the northeastern section. So okay, that's the link to the northeastern CCDC. It has the date. It has the
Not
host.
CCDC.
Not
This is a different thing.
CPTC.
There you go.
Acronyms. It's like bringing back CompTIA days. Acronyms. Okay. So CPTC, and they have their website link there. I did post on was it the news channel? Yeah, the news channel. Like some of the tweets that they've had like a few days before remote regionals, which I think that's this weekend to be exact. And let's see. Oh. What other interesting things did you guys found while participating in this competition? Like
all their usernames had Dino in it, so it was like Dino Dan, Dino Bob, Dino Jeff, Dino Larry, and stuff.
so it's usually typically in this competition there's a theme with like each with the challenge itself.
Yeah, like the type of company and just like the name Dino.
Okay.
So that made username getting much easier.
How long was this competition typically?
It was a long time. 6 or 8 hours.
Yeah, it was all day Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, we drove out Friday, competed all day Saturday. When I say all day, I mean the report was due. What time did you guys finish report writing? 2 a.m., 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
serious.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
We were in the Penn State, like
Yeah. Yeah, and then the award ceremony was that morning, or Sunday morning.
Wow. Let's see. I know. Is there like a whole? So I know it's like for these competitions at times there are like sponsorships and like they're sponsored by other companies and other cybersecurity or just technical related companies. So is there like I know some areas do have it where they have sections where they have like sponsorship challenges or things like that. or
So
sponsorship
this
tools?
entire event is sponsored by IBM.
Mm,
So the IBM section that does commercial pen testing, they apparently had too much Mountain Dew one afternoon and called themselves IBM X-Force Red.
oh
I'm
God.
not making that name up. But anyway, IBM X-Force Red is the sponsor, and they will be looking to bring on interns over the summer.
Okay. Do they? Well, let's look up this IBM X Force Red. Uh,
You almost can't type it.
interesting. Actually, let me
The very
stream it.
elite.
Let me stream it. Stream my screen. Yep. The IBM X Force Red. Everyone can see my screen, right? Making sure.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. All right. Let me choose the front monitor. So we got IBM X Force Red. Let's see where they are. So, do they have with this competition? Do they have like some sort of like a booth or virtual panel that like, oh, you can send in your resume here and then all the other stuff, or is that just a part of the process for your team that you just do resumes and you send it to them like similar to like Hivestorm?
So at the end of the competition, right? So put yourself in the point of view of the conference organizers,
Mm-hmm.
right? They get these reports by 3 o'clock in the morning. They want to give out the answers at noon the next day.
Mm.
So they stay up all night reading all the reports and grading it, right? The rest of the time, of course, you're in your own little. Well, last year you're in your own little basement window office working, right? So Sunday morning, the organizers come up and do a debrief for an hour or 2 hours while they are trying to grade all of these reports. And when they did it last year, there were 6 regions that all went off at the exact same time. They were all across the country, and one was in Saudi Arabia. And so they graded all of the reports from all of the teams at the same time. So there was a delay on getting the results back. But basically, they used that time to say, hey, why don't you apply for an internship with us? But other than that, it was the team in a locked room or the team decompressing at pizza or the team back in the locked room writing until 2 a.m.
Okay, interesting.
And also another thing, the team captain did have to give a presentation last year. Our captain Kelsey, she did on I think it was attacking an ATM. I wasn't actually there for it because we were in.
I was there for it because they actually had all the professors do the grading.
Oh, okay.
You see, we had to show up, and we just sat in a little cubicle, and I was grading cryptography exams, frankly. But they said, "Hey, you want something to do? Come on, why don't you grade these?" And so all the coaches graded all the presentations.
Mm.
So, and we were merciless because you had 15 minutes, and we had a guy in the room that as soon as the 15th minute hit, they stopped, said, "You're done, get out." Oh no, there was no messing about. It was fun.
Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, that sounds really interesting. What kind of skills do you got? Like, well, okay, what kind of skills do you want to have in this competition? Like, do you want newbies? Do you want people who are a bit experienced with penetration testing, or do you want what's typically what you're looking for?
To give you the big picture, Cordell, last year we went because why not? It sounded like fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't really in it to win it. We were in it for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone who went had a good time. So there. RJ was there. Dalton's still around, by the way, RJ. We can still grab Dalton if you want him on the team.
I did speak to him.
Another new person from last year.
Yeah, I just speak to Dalton. He said he was going to let me know this weekend if he was available.
Okay. So look, here's the thing, folks. We're not going to win. We're going to go, we're going to compete, we're going to learn, we're going to have some fun. Who gets to go? I think it's up to all y'all to decide. I'm pretty willing to take any group of 6 that wants to go. But this is the most difficult and the most technical of the competitions. All right, so it will be one really difficult challenge. We need people who can write, we need people who can present, and we need people who can break into things.
Okay. I just noticed that their theme for this year is energy, so maybe involving like a skater or something like that. But yeah, this
Could be.
theme is energy. Interesting. All right. Think I have any more? I don't think I have any more questions. I don't know. Anybody else? Do you guys have any questions about the competition?
So I do just want to go over the roster a bit. I have 4 confirmed, including myself. One person's a maybe, and we do need another person to compete at least, maybe 2. So, if you're interested, please send me, just like send me your skill set, why you want to do this. Just DM me, and if you're free on the 31st, and yeah. So just because this competition is harder, I do want a good kind of technical background, but please don't be intimidated either, because
Hey, RJ?
Yeah.
In the intro channel, there were a bunch of folks who were really skilled and technical who joined us at the beginning of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to some of them. I mean, they might not even be in the chat today, right? But if you're looking to be competitive, look through the list of folks and just say, hey, we're doing this. Are you in? Right? You also get the Hivestorm going on and all the other stuff, but go ahead and have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great idea.
Okay. I mean, I'm definitely interested, but even though it seems very huge and hectic, but I am really interested because it seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was one of the most rewarding competitions because you don't every day get to break into a fake network that like really mimics the real corporate one. Like we do some competitions where it's like that, but this one's set up almost perfectly.
I don't know if this has been said before, but last year we didn't get a single shell. However, it was one of the most fun competitions that I've ever participated in. Just because it's like, it's that stage of where you're enumerating everything and you don't know what is useful and what isn't. So you're like, okay, here we go.
Try everything, break it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying that it's like pretty normal to feel like you don't know what you're doing.
Completely.
Okay.
If you know how to use Nmap, then that's 50% of what we did last year. It was just like, all right, what does this mean?
Feels like 90% of the report is just
Yeah, that was. But I think we'll do a lot better this year because we know what to expect. Like last year, for example, they had posted public keys on they posted an SSH key on somebody's GitHub, and we tried it on one of the systems, and it didn't work, and we were like, well, shit. And evidently, that was how you got initial access, and we kind of just completely overlooked it. So stupid decision on my part, but this year will be different. Also, the pre-competition open source intelligence gathering is highly crucial because one, that's how we found that SSH key, and two, like all of these supposed employees and CEOs all have Twitter accounts. I think they should this year. Has anybody looked, RJ?
I haven't checked, but yeah, no, they're definitely gonna have Twitter, LinkedIn. They had some Facebooks too.
Yeah. So this pre-competition intelligence gathering is also pretty crucial, and it's Halloween, right? That's the
No,
competition.
Josh. It's running today in some regions.
Ah, okay, cool.
So that intelligence gathering is now's the time.
Cool, awesome. Alrighty.
But yeah, so the open source intelligence gathering is really great. We got a list of every employee's, all the roles that we could find, any information like their linked GitHub account, all their social media, and like he said, the SSH key we had for that user too, and their username. And it did make not easier because we didn't get in, but it was great.
We
Really
could
learned a lot. Go through the attack life cycle. Yeah, we could have.
Yeah, this isn't, well, this competition is a lot less of like what malware you bring to the table, or much less of the persistence stage, and it's a lot more of intelligence gathering, enumeration, and initial exploitation.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling better because this past year we've all, like, our technical backgrounds have gotten so much more proficient. We've increased so much
Yeah.
just from doing all these CTFs.
Have we just been talking about CPTC for the first half hour? Did I miss anything else? Sorry, I'm late.
No,
No,
you're
that's
good.
it.
This is the first meeting I've actually been able to meet.
Understandable. Yeah. I know for me, I've been for the recordings for on YouTube. I haven't finished editing the October 6th one because I got backtracked. Also because of my hardware is not that it's not that powerful when it comes to heavily editing. So I just need to actually just cut a bit of it and just render the rest of it and just have it be done. So I haven't really had time to do that because I've been busy with classes, but I will get that done by today, and then I'll upload this recording as well by today.
Cool.
And we got to start our intelligence gathering now. That's going to be our big task. So anyone can do that if they want to help out.
So do you want what's the best way to show that you're interested into competing in this competition? You want people to DM you? Like, what stuff do you want them to like let you know about? Like, what they're about, what they do, like what things that they'll be good at, and like what things that they typically want to do.
Yeah, so like Dr. Leary said, I will be reaching out to some people too from the introductions channel, but please also DM me again, like if you're interested. Just like a quick little thing, like who you are, your name, why you want to do this, what you want to learn, what you know. Because yeah, I'm really open to anybody. Because like I started this club when I was a freshman, and knew nothing, and learned a lot.
Yeah, and then you participated in CCDC.
I was way overhead, but yeah, it was great.
You were a freshman when that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that conversation with O'Leary. We need a freshman. Okay.
And now I'm old.
All right. Does anyone have any questions? Because I know it's like a lot. And doing quenching.
Anybody here directly interested in CPTC? Have any questions about the competition?
I'm interested in it just from like hearing about it, and I've participated in maybe like one or two competitions, but like even for someone like me with limited experience, like it does seem like something I can learn from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested.
Awesome. And something like, I don't know if you guys in the chat have heard about this, but there's a thing called imposter syndrome, where sometimes you know more than you think you know, and it holds you back from participating in certain opportunities because of your fear of failure. But it's been like an active thing, like finding it and making sure that it doesn't impede on one's ability to learn or continue their education or take on opportunities.
I'm really glad you bring that up because a lot of people like throughout the whole tech industry talk about that. So
Yeah.
that's a good point. Mm-hmm.
It's very normal to feel that way, but don't let it impede you. You miss out on a lot of opportunities.
Right, exactly.
What I've always found is like if there's a competition that requires a lot of experience, I mean, if it says it requires a lot of experience, then all right, well, what's going to be featured? Let's slowly look up that stuff, and during the competition is when you learn the most. Like last year or my first year of CCDC, I did not know that much. Like I knew how to set up systems and knew like super basic defense, but during that competition, when you're actually seeing live fire, that's when everything just piles on and piles on and piles on. You learn more in those 5 hours than you had in the past 6-8 months. And for competitions that say they're for beginners or open to anybody, then by all means, sign up if you have the time.
And this is my favorite, absolutely favorite phrase from Dr. O'Leary. Hands on keyboard is where you learn. And that statement couldn't be more true. That's how I got to where I am, and I want everyone to get super high. Not in that kind of way, but
Yes. Ugh.
All right. If anyone doesn't have any more questions, I believe that concludes our meeting for today. Oh, I mean, anyone doesn't have any more questions, I mean, you can ask, definitely, because this is a new thing, and this competition can be difficult, but it is a lot of fun and very interesting. So, by all means, if you have any questions, yes.
Actually,
I had a question, but this is pertaining to Hivestorm.
Yes.
So is Team 2 just like on a waiting list right now that's not competing?
Both teams are on a waiting list, but I will later on today post like the like what stuff I find there through the practice VMs, and then I'll email and share you guys. I also need to get the email from Sky as well, so then I can share the emailing information and the experimental VM information as well. But I know for both teams, we are both on waiting list. I checked my email today too, and I haven't gotten an email back from them saying anything that, or you're not on waiting list or anything like that. So I guess so far we're still on waiting list.
Wait.
Whoa.
I didn't hear about us being on a waiting
What
list.
waiting list are you talking about?
For Hivestorm, I had an email.
That's not Hivestorm.
That's Cyberforce.
That's Cyberforce.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's more than one competition going on, folk.
Competitions.
You're competing in Hivestorm. You better get your game on.
Okay. I have so many competitions in my head.
Okay, so that actually brings me to my next point. I do want to share the Hivestorm image and just show people how to connect to it. Because actually, I'm looking at the roster here. It seems like most of you guys are doing Hivestorm. Okay. No.
Who's captaining Team 2? Who's
That's
captaining
me.
Hivestorm 2? Okay, so you know what's going on then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And your group is starting to meet? I know there were a couple of folks from Hivestorm 2 that contacted me saying, what's going on? And I didn't have the roster, so I said, someone knows what's going on.
Yes. I was trying to get
Yeah.
all the emails to everybody so then I can share them the codes and stuff like that, and then we were gonna try to piece together. We were I was gonna try to do it over this weekend, but I was gonna try to do it throughout the week. Like, okay, here's what I found, here's what I recovered, things to resources to do and to look for, like, and ask like simple questions of like, what is this competition about? What is typically the things that you do and look for, and help through that way.
Right, because as I understand it, it starts in 167 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. As long as you guys know what you want to do, if you need help from me, let me know.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, actually, so let me just share my screen real quick. Oh, which screen am I sharing? Here we go. Okay, yeah, so I sent this to my team to forward you guys the emails from Hivestorm. But you're gonna download the OVPN client, and then it'll just be down here. And then you get a little file just on my desktop, and then you just go to the OVPN thing. You right click, you just import it, and just navigate on your computer where you saved it. And I just named it Hivestorm. When you get it initially, like download it, it's gonna be some weird name. And I just saved my credentials, which is emailed. Everyone gets their own username and password for the 4. And then once you're connected, let me just pull up a tab here. You go to their it's an ESXi server. Yeah, here we go. And it's just a web access thing, kind of like Proxmox. And then you just put in your credentials again, which is in the email too. Sorry, that mouse is having problems. There we go. And very important you put this part. It says that in the email too. But for VPN, you just put in the team number and then the letter. And then you click the VMs and templates. And there's 2. You get the Windows one and the Linux one, which I haven't turned on. I'll turn it on right now. I haven't even looked at the Linux one, but yeah. So then you can just launch a web console, or you can RDP in. The web one's been fine for me so far. And then yeah, so you just get a remote desktop session into here. Well, this is console actually. And then here, let me pull up my Word doc. I found some pretty good stuff so far. I only investigated for 20, 30 minutes the other day when I was going through. But ooh, that doesn't look weird at all. England. Let's check its properties. Also, yeah, the user's ratchet. There's no password for that. That's already a bad sign. See security. Ooh, that's not good. There's an unknown account here with permissions. Check out some metadata, other things. See if there's any previous versions. Okay. Now, I guess another thing we could do, just like what I did, check out some local users. So let me just go to the PowerShell CLI. This is Windows 10, so get local user instead of net user. And then bam, we got some weird users on here. And you can see they some of them have some weird privileges, but they're all enabled here. Let's see if Notepad++ opens up anything. State package. See some DLLs and other stuff, but game scouting. Yes, we got all the user files. You can check these things, see if they got any weird fishy things in here. See if there's a network share. Nope. Then you just got some of your basic Windows file. You can check other things, compare these executables and stuff in virus total. See who has permission to these. Trusted installer. See if I know System32 is one place people like to put stuff from other competitions. So don't actually delete anything that you don't need. See what's in the downloads folder. A dot file, rainbow crack, CC cleaner, and then look, there's that England, same thing. Welcome to yeah. It's not gonna do that now. Let everyone else have some fun with that. Maybe check out some connections that are going on to the computer. Do a netstat. See your remote addresses. Also check the IP of the Linux box we have too. Yeah, let's go through the logs. And Andrew, you're here, right? I think you get some points too from last year if you did something with Firefox.
Is there I know like I've participated in competitions where Cyberforce had similar things with what was it called? Cyber Patriot. Do they have like the things where they have like questions you need to answer about the VM, about the machine, and like a thing? Yeah, typically they have like a link that will like open and it's like asking questions about the virtual machine or something like that.
Isn't Cyberforce and Patriot made by the same people?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I was thinking like I remember Hivestorm had something for like questions and like that about the VM itself, like, oh, where is this hidden malicious file at, or something. It's either usually related to a theme or something else, typically. But I think your thing said Ratchet, right? It probably has something in the saying like Ratchet or Clank or something. It's something pop culture related. So.
Oh wait, Ratchet's pop culture. I thought it just did random dude.
Ratchet and Clank, I would think. I don't know. This is Hivestorm, so it may be a little bit different.
Been locked in my house for 6 months. I guess I don't know anything anymore. Yeah, and then you can see here, look, I got some processes going on. Looks like bindings, registry handles, leaks. These things you want to look for registry keys. Yeah, definitely check out kind of stuff. A lot of these too are based install, so don't get mixed up. Yeah, the logs are a great place. Actually, 871 was the amount of logs last night, so the logging service might not even be working. And oh yeah, and here's the scoreboard. Don't delete that, please. So these are teams going right now. This is the practice round. Yeah, today's the 10th. We're
So were the
team
credentials
153.
sent to log into these VMs sent in the email?
Yes.
Hmm.
And I will share those to you.
You just got to download the VPN client, OVPN. 153. Yeah, it's us. We don't have any points yet, but that's because we haven't done any mitigations and whatnot on the system. But yeah, so that's the gist of it, and there's going to be a lot more digging in. So I'd love to do that more this weekend.
Is that a Charlie I see?
It's Charles.
All right. What's that?
ESXi is nice.
Is anybody doing the meta CTF? That's here.
I am not.
No.
That's like the October 24th and 25th one.
All right,
They need the team one.
Is that
Oh,
Jeopardy style?
I think so.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Two things. So first thing, Watchmen is my favorite movie, so I love your background, RJ.
Oh, thanks, man.
And then for number two, for the CPTC, so sorry if I missed this detail, but will traveling be involved or is it virtual?
It's good. I think it's gonna be virtual this year.
Okay.
Do from the comfy of your chair. Was anyone able to pick up a copy of Dr. O'Leary's book while it was on sale?
Oh man, sad. You got definitely. It's a very great book. I mean, I'll definitely recommend it. I don't know when it's coming back on sale, but it's a great book. You guys should check it out.
Dr. O'Leary sent us coupon codes.
I forgot, was that like Apress 10 or something like that? I remember.
Yeah, it's on Apress. Is your toast ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't tell me about that in advance. I got a note that day saying, "Oh, by the way." So I'm
They
trying.
didn't tell you.
No way. They're the ones I'm trying. I'm in it to help students. I'm not in it to make money. So I'm fine with that.
Can we modify the Discord bot so whenever it's on sale, we get an alert?
I will look into that.
That would be awesome.
That'd be sick. We could do that for a ton of Apress stuff.
Because I had an amazing time trying to try to get that other bot to work with the Twitter. It was weird. Because I was thinking about, okay, let me just try to do it natively. And I'm like, okay, that's going to be a little bit too much work. And then
By the way, does that just go off of hashtags or content of the tweet?
No, it goes off of the specific profile. So I set it to my Twitter bot, Terrence. And and so every single time Terrence retweets or tweets something, the bot posts it.
There, you guys see my name and address now. Send me letters.
So yeah, but I can
find a way.
I could get that to work to where I think it could do other websites where like, okay, Hilarious thing is 10 or 15% off on this book.
So speaking of Twitter bots, should find a way to allow people to add roles. Like, you know how we have Unix, Windows, Firewall, stuff like that. I think we can add a few more roles of interest, and people can add a channel for people to add them on their own.
Okay.
Like they can post commands, stuff like that. I've seen it in other Discords. I was relatively curious.
Okay. So if you guys are viewing my screen, this is Apress. They got a really good selection of security and other books too, if you're just general computer science and whatnot. And I bought like 5 or 6 off of here. Most of them are digital copies. I only have 2 physical. But yeah, you get some really great stuff. And one of the authors here, Mr. Oakley, really awesome guy. He's writes some really good stuff too. Professional red teaming. So recommend those.
He's a Towson grad.
Yes, Towson grad. Yeah, so definitely check these out.
I saw that one, PCI DSS. That's a pretty important one. Like compliance with credit card information. Oof.
Yeah, right now I'm doing digital forensics because studying up for Hivestorm. Yeah, this is the one I have. It was on sale for $10 the other day. This one's pretty good too, but beware. First half of it's more about like concepts and whatnot. Second half is where you get to do the fun stuff, like copy an image of a computer, and then delve into it and extract evidence. But great for beginners too. Dr. Larry, any other good ones on Apress you recommend?
It's a bit hit or miss with Apress. There's some good ones. There's some very specialized ones. They did a sale in the fall. No, in the summertime, where everything was like $10 or something. Right, not just mine, but everything. And so if you want to speculate, that's probably the time to wait for. I certainly wouldn't want to be paying $50 if I didn't know it was good in advance.
Okay.
But yeah, everyone stock up. So when we go back in person, we can just make a club library.
Funny enough, I actually have my own server set up just as like my little digital library. I think I have like 12 gigs worth of books. I'm and oh my gosh, it's
Hold on, before you say another word, just remember that when you go off to get a job and the clearance people come to my office and they say, hey, has Cordell ever copied a book and put it up on a server? I don't want to know the answer.
they're all purchased by me, and they're all
Thank you.
uploaded from Humble
Now we're
Bundle.
talking about it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just, you're going to get a clearance. You better be honest.
I was
Absolutely.
talking about physical books. I don't know you weren't allowed to share physical ones either.
I have no clue on that one. But yeah, all those books that are on my server, personal server, it's not shared with anyone. It's all I purchased under me. I'm not a hoarder. I just love collecting books and putting them digitally on my server. That's it.
Is it Nextcloud?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta set my Nextcloud up at some point.
Oh my god.
O'Leary,
So nice.
I have a question for you.
Okay, Josh, we haven't talked in ages, not since yesterday.
So while we're on the topic of piracy, if like this is a legitimate question, I've never done this before, but I have like seriously thought about it. So on r/Microsoft software swap, how they like sell keys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that considered piracy to buy a
Yeah.
key off of a third party?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mostly because you don't know. Okay, if I give you a key, I personally right now have a file of legit Microsoft Windows keys, right? And I got a couple hundred of them, right? What's preventing me from selling them,
Interesting.
right? And they would be legitimate, real keys. I just am not permitted to sell them.
Okay.
See? And so the likelihood is that the person who is selling the keys is the one violating some agreement. But they might not be the original seller. They're probably the reseller of the reseller.
Interesting.
Right?
Good to know.
When folks steal credit card numbers, the folks who steal the credit card numbers don't use them. The folks who steal the credit card numbers, they sell them to other folk for pennies on the dollar. And the reason they do that is because they don't want to get busted. Then the reseller sells it for pennies on the dollar to someone else who finds some poor college schmuck who needs a couple extra bucks and says, hey, use this and go to an ATM and withdraw $500. You get to keep 100 and I get 400. Right?
I remember reading about that.
And who's the kid that gets busted? The person who stole it? No. Right?
Interesting.
So no. If it's too good to be true, it's a lie. The whole world is full of people who are trying to lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that.
I just didn't know if the legality followed with it being like you having to get your key directly from Microsoft, or if it was the fact that you paid for the key, or if it was a legitimate seller or stuff like that. Like it's just something I wasn't well versed in.
Yeah, no. If you
But I
remember the
appreciate it.
olden days when Microsoft used to I don't know if they still do, but a lot of computers will have the official Microsoft certificate of authenticity, on the physical box itself, because there was so much of this copying going on.
Interesting.
So I would assume, in the absence of extraordinary and overwhelming evidence, I would assume anyone selling such keys got them inappropriately.
Good to know.
Pro tip from Mr. O'Leary.
Yeah.
Also, another little announcement for anybody who actually does need keys. Towson offers free keys through Microsoft Azure for teaching, and that is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, stone cold legit. Every one of you can get activation keys for just about everything Microsoft puts out.
That's really good to know.
Here, actually, let me drop the link real quick too.
And I think you have to sign up with your student email, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's great. Yeah, you get like 6 of each keys.
Which
At least-
used to not be possible, right? You had to sign up with a different email before, didn't you, RJ?
Yeah, we used to be banned.
Yeah, I remember that. On the hub, I was like, okay, what happened?
No, but I think Mr. Houston fixed that for us.
We've gone through like 4 different distributors in the past 4 years or something.
Yeah, Azure.
First it was on the
Imagine.
hub, then it was DreamSpark, then it was Imagine, or DreamSpark and Imagine are the same thing.
Are
One-
they
No,
all?
Azure's the new
Around
Imagine.
a long time, Josh. I've got like 20 more. I just
I'm sorry?
keep trying to remember where the stupid things are. I just say, Sam, I need keys. And I go to Sam's office, he gives me keys. And even Sam goes, I don't remember how this works.
Yeah,
Well, they change it every couple of months because reasons.
we've had that conversation before.
I guess they gotta keep innovating or keep changing because, oddly enough, just new keys get released into the wild. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Poor Sam. That guy is so busy.
Yeah. All right, anyway, so I just started streaming. Yeah, so just Google Azure for Teachers. Click the second one, Azure DevTools for Teaching. Sign in. Sign in with your Towson account. Then it's very important. On the left, click Software. A lot of people forget to do that. And bam, you get a ton of good stuff. SQL Server 2019. Windows Server 2019, which I actually have my lab right now for my Active Directory server. Access. Yeah, the ATA. Those are getting big top stuff. Now this is pretty nice. You get free full version of what is it? VS Code, Microsoft R, SharePoint, which it's like worse than XCloud. It is.
I will.
It's
I will give
Studio.
you a little bit of that. I will give you a
Did
little
you
bit
say
of that.
SharePoint?
Yeah.
Yeah, worse next cloud.
Because it is annoying trying to work with SharePoint with cryptography class.
But here's the king of everything. All the Windows 10, Windows 8, Server 2016, 2019, and there used to be a plural site. Let me see this one here. Darn. Guess I took it off. Yeah, plural site's also a really, really great education resource.
Mm.
I used to use that for Autodesk Maya tutorials. Oh no, I lied. It's right here. Yeah, I really recommend everyone use Pluralsight. It's unknown, but people who do it get paid a lot of money to do it.
That's pretty cool.
Don't sell your keys.
All right. Is there any more questions or any more?
Anybody working on any cool projects?
Every week, all week.
That's what I like to hear. He's sharing.
There you go. You guys are saying who's doing fun projects. That's what I'm doing. I'm writing up Nagia scripts for case studies.
Did me putting in those entries to that document mess everything up?
Into which one?
The design.
The
The one you
study?
commented on? Yeah, the one you commented on this morning.
If I don't see anything new.
Yeah, I had added 2 things and then removed 2 things, and I thought that was the reason why you had mentioned that
No. So look at the script that's sitting there now, right? And look at line 13, for example, right? So if row number is 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, or 15, Okay, so it says, all right, therefore that's going to be the Intel domain, right? And then the host had better be in that row, host name had better be in that row, and the IP had better be in that row. So if anybody adds stuff or moves stuff around, then, oh dear me, I'm having a bad day. This whole thing has to get rebuilt from scratch.
Oh, God.
Right? And so what I did is I put a protection. I basically said, you're not allowed to edit this up, that section. If you try now, it'll give you a warning. Like, do you really want to do this? So, should I show these guys what we're doing?
I mean, it's up to them. I mean, we've finished, but I mean, I'm already interested because I'm just like, okay, it's curious code. All right, let's see what it does. Plus, it's case studies, so you already know I'm already interested.
Cordell, did you decide if you were taking case studies
That's
this
your
spring?
case studies environment.
I mean, you guys are kind of just like already just showing me, so it's like at this point, kind of no turning back.
Everyone gets a snipping tool.
Snipping tool.
See, I knew I could trust you guys.
Cordell, are you taking case studies this spring?
I mean, it's on my radar. It's pretty much on my radar at this point.
Do it now instead of your senior year. That way you can red team.
Yeah, seriously, Cordell, if it fits in your schedule, what I do with everyone who's smart enough and good enough to take it early, they can take it in their junior year, and they become one of the pure offensive side for the senior year. Yes.
And you get to manage and orchestrate a red team related project.
Okay, that sounds really fun now.
That can go on your resume.
Yes.
True. Yes. Okay. I mean, you kind of got me already. You already kind of
also,
got me.
there's as a word of experience, there are things that you can also do during the regular case studies class related to OffSec that you can put on your resume.
Oh yeah.
Like case studies is literally just a huge, massive resume buff.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things.
It's fun.
And you guys have no idea how much bigger it's going to be this year. Oh God. Since last year and the year before and the year before, we would do 1 week-long exercise. We're doing one 15-week-long exercise.
Jesus.
You will get a network on day one, and you will have to defend that network for 15 weeks. It will run 24/7. Oh yeah.
Say goodbye to your sleep schedules.
Oh no, you'll be able to sleep, but when you wake up, your boxes might be gone. That's not my fault.
Oh my God.
So when we're back in person, you're gonna revert back to the old ways. It's just like the 3-1 hour.
No, this is a permanent change. We've been talking about it internally for weeks, months, years. But since I have to do all of this stuff anyway, I'm just going to do it now. So this entire class will be basically, even if we're meeting physically face to face, you're all going to be on the same cluster working anyway.
I like that change a lot.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So we'll give you a phone.
You get like a little IP phone, like.
No, but we're going to include Android devices in your build.
Oh, okay.
Right. We're going to include. Here you go. This. I tell this to professionals, and they go, "Dear God, you did not do that." But yeah, I did that. We're going to have you run Windows servers with no GUI. Okay. So you're just going to get the command prompt, and that's it.
Okay.
Ooh, is that going to be active AD on just a terminal?
Yeah.
Oh, I got some fun stuff going.
Oh, but let's face it, that would take all the fun out of it if that's all you did. So you're also going to run IIS on that server.
Wait a minute. Okay.
No, seriously, I'm not evil enough. You're also going to put PHP on it.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to put WordPress on PHP on IIS on a Windows server with no GUI.
Sir, you're going a bit too far here.
Nah,
Did you say that it would be a DC or no?
it'll be on the domain.
Okay, all right. I thought you said that it was going to be on a DC. I was like, that's just asking for
No,
terror.
no, but the DC will also not have a GUI.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But putting IIS on that is.
That's a bit.
Oof.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah, fun will be had. Well,
If you guys are,
I don't know about you guys.
if you guys are interested, look up MS15034, and you'll realize why a IIS on a DC is not a good time at all.
Actually, what you really need to do is figure out how to stop zero logon.
Also true.
I don't even know how to stop it yet.
Oh yeah, that's the new thing right now, right? With
Yeah.
I forgot how
yeah.
they did it. Oh my god, I remember like listening to podcasts and they were talking about the 0-day logon, and I was like,
There's
wow, that's
POCs
insane.
everywhere for it.
Yep.
Yeah, Cybermentor did one recently too, and like he does it like super clear. So
That's gonna be interesting trying to figure out how to fix that. Okay, all right.
disable Windows logon.
So, yeah, so the way the class is going to work, when you walk in the first day, we're going to give you 10 systems and say it's open season. Seriously, keep them up for 15 weeks.
Hence the emphasis on you guys should definitely develop some offensive projects during this time.
Oh yeah,
It's so nice and so awesome to
You
have to defend your systems.
you will be fully allowed, nay, encouraged to attack your fellow students.
Okay, this is okay. You know what? All right. Okay.
But like I said, and Josh knows this, most students aren't terribly good at offense, right? And so we have established long relationships with a fairly substantial group of folks who work, and I'm allowed to say this, for the Department of Defense, who will also be logging on and helping out, making sure that every single system everywhere gets pasted.
Is anybody in this call that isn't the like Charlie, Andrew, Cordell, RJ? Are you guys taking case studies or in the security track on track to take case studies? Like Skydee, Tehran, Tyreek, Jessica.
So my situation's a bit interesting. What I planned on doing was I wanted to do security track for like a master's. So I won't be taking it during my undergrad.
You're allowed.
Oh, we are though? Oh, okay.
Immediate permission.
By the man himself.
Granted.
Are you like fully packed for your spring semester?
So the situation right now, I'm supposed to actually, well, if I pass everything this semester, I'm supposed to graduate. Well, I'm supposed to get my bachelor's because I'm actually a senior is the thing. So for, I guess spring, like my schedule should be a little bit more flexible since that's when I'm supposed to start like grad school.
Well, if you're in grad school, then if you graduate and be graduated. That's absolutely the idea here.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Can grads not take case studies?
if he's going to grad school at Towson, yeah,
Mhm.
we can put him in.
Okay, yeah, because
Awesome.
I'm planning on going to Towson for grad school still.
Pat is in the same boat, so I will pass the message along to him too. If you're open to having Pat blue team.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Because he was definitely interested in both sides of the equation.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dibs on Pat being on my team.
Okay. That's
I might put all the grad students on one team,
Oh,
and then tell
oh,
the red team where they are, so they know who to aim at first.
beautiful.
See,
It's like the team
this is
first.
demented. This is
Yeah.
okay.
So, we've been, Josh and a group of students and I have been working on this all summer long. I mean, we started back in May, and we're getting, with luck, we may have a demo for you guys to play in a couple of weeks. That's what I'm busy doing. That's why I'm working this morning. But if we can get this working, we'll let you guys do a live demo and take the whole thing out for a test drive in the spring. But we've got stuff. Oh, yes. There's email, there's text messages, there's web servers, there's Android phones, there's all sorts of goodies. So the only downside is I can't put it all in the book because the book will never hold it.
I mean, you could go to 2,000 pages. It's all right.
No, they won't let me.
The Cybercopedia.
Yeah, they said 1,200 pages is the absolute max because anything more doesn't fit in the printer.
Well, could you do another publisher? Or is Apress
Honestly,
just really cheap?
once I get this up and running and we get out of pandemic time, I'll take a deep breath and call the publisher up and see if they want a third edition.
You should go to Wiley, because I'm sitting here looking at my shelf right now, and they they have some pretty massive books.
Yeah, no, I'll need to go back and look at it and rethink what do I want to take out, what do I want to add, how do I want to redo it. I mean, every year, every time I redo it, it's a rethink. So there's some stuff in there that maybe I'll take out, maybe some stuff I'll add. I don't know.
Interesting. Instead of an Eternal Blue demo, it's a Zero Logon demo.
Right, or maybe it's a phishing demo, right?
Interesting.
Or here's how you do brute force attacks, or things of that ilk.
Elk.
Oh,
Elk
you're
would
getting
be
elk. Don't worry. You're going to get a full elastic stack as well.
Ooh.
Okay,
right.
that's a bit interesting.
Yep. In fact, actually, while we were talking, I was busy typing up the Nagio scripts to make sure that all the log data gets dropped into your elk stash. So no, we've been planning many things. Do I tell them about the bank? What do you think, Josh? Do I tell them about the bank?
Yes, but don't tell them a lot. Let them squirm.
So here's the deal. Once you get access to your friend's system, what happened last year was I got access to your system. What am I going to do? And they started pulling stuff down, not realizing, of course, that the other team had stuff on their system. And in the space of about 4 hours, I watched the entire class network be obliterated.
So awesome.
The only description of it, frankly, was Order 66, right? Everything was gone.
Just the greatest 4 hours ever.
Anyway, so that's not going to work in a 15-week exercise because you need to have some motivation besides just reformatting hard drives. Okay, and so we've redesigned for lack of a better word, the imperatives for the network. And so every time your service check goes up, you get money, and it goes into the bank. And so now, if you manage to get a shell on your friend's system, rather than burning it to the ground, you can just ask him for cash. Well, fake cash.
So kind of like ransom.
You can hold your friends for ransom.
All right.
Okay?
Well, technically, you could have done that before, and there were attempts, but
right, but you had nothing to trade.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Teams last year just blatantly didn't follow directions.
Yeah,
which made it worse for them.
Oh yeah, there was apparently there was some sort of truce between teams that got broken, and then real all hell broke loose. But anyway,
it was so dramatic. It could have been a movie.
I want to hear this.
Oh yeah. So anyway, we're going to set this up so that each team has its own quote unquote bank account, where every time you get a successful check, you get a little money deposited into your account that you can spend on things that you'll need at the end of class to get that coveted top grade. But of course, it would be no fun if Red Team didn't have a bank account. Although theirs is only set up for deposits. No one's taking any money from Red Team. So if Red Team gets on your system, they may just hold your entire network for ransom.
Classic.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I have to find some good what's the word I'm looking for? Ransomware that people can pass out in exchange for the ransom. They have to give a deposit to Red Team.
All right, I'm very interested, but I'm gonna
Sign up for the class
for the now. I know I will.
Yeah, I gotta go.
At this point.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. It's after 12. Actually, I gotta go because I gotta get back onto this config file. Otherwise, Josh will yell at me at our meeting on Monday that it's not done. Well, it won't be Josh. Shane will be the one yelling.
Yeah.
So enjoy, gentlemen. Figure
Enjoy
out
your
who's
day.
doing what on Hivestorm this week, and I need rosters for CPTC like soon.
Yes.
Cool. Have fun.
All right. Thank you so much.
Ta.
Andrew, you want to be my networking help?
All right. Thank you guys for the meeting. I'm in the recording now.